First, by the way, before anything, happy Republic Day. It is our 73rd Republic Day. It is such a matter of pride. Today in Delhi, I live very close to the airport, and since couple of weeks, every day we can hear the jets go. We can see them. It's been so exciting, and I'm going to miss the sound of it after it's done. Every time I hear that jet going by or doing it, it's such a matter of pride. I still remember how much fun we used to have as a child watching the tableaus. And that is why we decided to do this very special workshop to bring in memories of India. We have already shared on the group the drawing that we are going to do. It's a symbol of everything India. So tell me in the chat, what defines India according to you? Is it Taj Mahal? Is it samosa chole? Is it golgappe? Or is it the people? What is it that defines India for you? Write in the groups. What is the definition? What makes India India? Diversity, definitely. What is it?
When you think of India, what is it that comes to your mind? Is it the people? Is it the traditions? The customs? Is it the food culture? Is it the what symbol or what visual identity do you associate most with India? Is it the architecture? Is it buildings?
It could be Diwali also. It could be anything.
Diwali
What
also,
makes
anything.
it could be Bollywood. For example, when I went to Europe, everybody there was talking about Bollywood. People associate India so much with Bollywood. Diversity, culture, celebrations of festivals. Priyansh, what a beautiful answer. Army struggle, definitely.
Absolutely.
What a beautiful. And this is what we are going to essentially celebrate today. We are going to make a drawing today which has everything in it. But before we go there, let's pay a little bit of respect to Indian art and talk a little bit about Indian art through it. So your first question is, and I want you to be very active on the chat box, who is the artist of this famous painting? This is Shakuntala, and on the left side, you can see a drawing from somebody made in our class itself. Which is this? This is a very easy answer, Raja Ravi Verma. Clearly one of the most iconic artists that India has ever seen. He is somebody who made those famous images of gods, goddesses, and made it into calendar art. Today, much of Indian mythology, much of Indian art has been inspired by him. This is a very trick question. I know because the answer is right there. Can you identify the artist? The person is, of course, Manmohan Singh, Dr. Manmohan Singh, but who is the artist?
Dipali is like, is it Sansari? No.
I wish, because it's George W. Bush. He was also a very good painter, just like Hitler. Hitler was too a very big painter. This is again, I know you, lot of you people will not know the answer, but I want you to know because it's of a very famous Indian artist. He has got so much international acclaim for drawing pictures like this. This is a picture of the famine that he had made and it got so famous, but in India, we do not know much about him. It's Taib Mehta. Taib Mehta introduced a new style of painting, which is very similar to Cubism or or surrealism, which you can find in Europe. So in India, we have so much diversity that it's just beautiful. See the wonderful art. Anybody can tell us this? Last time I'd asked this quiz in a workshop, somebody had said Majnu Bhaiya. No, it's not Majnu Bhaiya. It is M.F. Hussain. Yes, very famous painting of his. You can see these styles, right? Just by looking at the picture, you can identify it. Indian artists have left a trademark on this. This is a very famous Indian artist. She got famous because of the color and skin tones she would use. This beautiful picture, this beautiful portrayal of soft lines, of the soft semi-transparent texture is what made Amrita Shergill very famous. If some of you live in Delhi and you've gone near the area of CP, you will see there's an Amrita Shergill mark. It's because her museum is in that area, her exhibition. This one is very simple. He's also one of the people, he's also very closely associated with the freedom movement because, can anyone tell me, first tell me who is this? He's the author of this as well. Yes, it is a self-portrait by Rabindranath Tagore. And who can tell me why is Rabindranath Tagore very closely associated with India? Anybody? Who's written our national anthem? It is Rabindranath Tagore. So Tagore, if you know, during that time, he was a very big part of British struggle. He wrote songs. He inspired people to, take a stand. His very famous songs, which you've heard, a rendition of Amitabh Bachchan, Akla Cholo Re. That is also a song inspiring people to take up movement against the British. He refused knighthood by British once, and he was a big patron of everything Indian. He started the Swadeshi movement also, big freedom movement in this. Anybody that you don't have to read the question also. What form of painting is this? It's a very form of painting. Currently, I see people taking workshops of these for 1,000, 1,500 rupees, and it's such a basic art that has come from it. Varli painting. Varli painting comes from a small district but has created a stir across the world. In fact, I'll tell you, a couple of months back, I was looking at a Shark Tank US episode. And in it, there I saw some people had their brand designing with Varli, and their people were crazy. They were like, oh, you've made a stick man into a pattern, so beautiful. And I was like, arey dude, this is Varli painting in India. This is for the South people, you might know this answer. Shiva is worshipped as Nataraj.
Nataraj is how many Saudis here?
This is an easy answer for you. The temple itself is very beautiful and fine.
You can comment. You don't need to raise your hands. You can comment. I mean, I understand. I respect that you keep the decorum of a classroom raising your hands, but just directly comment. Or if you're super excited, just unmute and say, but then make sure you mute yourself after that. Right.
In fact, in our workshops, people have attempted to draw this beautiful temple as well. This is a more European question, but let's test your European knowledge also. 3 paintings are here. This I've asked so many workshops, you people know this answer by now. This is The Wave of Kanakave, this is Starry Nights, and this is Scream. 3 paintings.
All these drawings, The Wave of Kanakave, Starry Nights, they are all student drawings. Only the Scream was.
So this is Gond painting. Gond is again by a very small tribe. They brought it out. These are stories of mythology. These are stories of, devil versus the demons versus the gods, and beautiful form of system. Now I saw on Amazon that Gond bed sheets are becoming a trend again. This whole pattern, this whole beautiful illustrations are becoming a form of mainstream Indian culture art again. Very proud to see that. If you can see the background behind it, and that is why I put a Zen lines, it is essentially Zen lines behind them. What we are currently teaching you, what we tell you in our optical illusions, this is something done years and years before. Then these are Kerala murals. The first time I looked at this picture, I thought it was Deepika Padukone. Comment if you think this looks like Deepika Padukone.
Actually, it looks like Deepika Padukone from Shanti.
So these are, as you know, Kerala murals are a big thing. Again, they are beautiful depictions of gods, goddesses, classical tales of Krishna, etc. There's a person called Achyutan Ramchandran Nair. He got Padma Vibhushan for outstanding mural in the art world internationally. Internationally, our Indian art has become such a famous thing. It's only that in India we don't give it much importance. So I want all of you to remember this. And if you get a chance to participate in any workshop that teaches Indian art, or you get a chance to talk when you go to abroad, tell people about it. We should be extremely proud of this. Madhubani comes from a very small district in Bihar called Mithila, and from there this beautiful art emerged. This is I think the most popular art that has made it, because Madhubani has been in trend now for a couple of years. And Varli, I have already told you, Varli is all about stories. It is a very rudimentary form in which only white, just like we tell you to use only a pen, their system is white powder and on red terracotta. Kalighat paintings come from West Bengal. It's a different house of art. So a lot of artists, just like Renaissance movement was there in Europe, we had something called the Kalighat movement, in which all these artists drew scenes from daily life And if you can see, all these are very distinctive pattern style. Look at the eyes in this versus this versus this. At one glance, you can tell what era, what period, and what time it belongs to. Miniature paintings are the most, what do you say, the most uh, expensive ones that have come so far. These are these really small paintings. I remember when I was studying fine arts in school, I had it in 11, 12. We were taught how to interpret all these miniature paintings. They are famous Mughal influenced art forms. They say during Akbar's court, he was one of the biggest patrons of art, and he would gather the best artists from around the world to come and paint these Indian scenes. Artists would come to India, learn from us, take these colors from us, paint scenes, because there was nothing so colorful in other parts of the world as they were here. Today, all these you see all these Mughal movies. You see Jodha Akbar. Abroad, there was nothing so colorful. If you see the olden civilizations that had grown, they are mostly beige and white cloth. It is in India that there is so much paid to jewelry, to to swords, to beautiful. It was just very grand. Oh my god, what happened? I'm sorry, I got scared. So that is why, all through this, I wanted to start this on a small note, that your chest puffs up with pride, thinking how much of art and culture we truly have. When I went abroad, I was there for a while, but I missed the color, I missed the pomp of it, I missed everything India, and I was truly understanding why so many foreigners come to India. It's the color and it's the heart, and it's the spirit of people like you who have joined us today to draw this special painting today. So with this, happy Republic Day. Jai Hind. We are all Indians first, and you are all my brothers and sisters. Let's start drawing.
Let's start drawing. Let's start drawing today's. So the very first thing that I want you all to think about as we start drawing. You guys saw the image that we had in the beginning. It had everything in here, all kinds of elements that we think about India.
Let me share.
So when we asked you the question, the image been shared in the group?
I had shared it. I'm sharing it again.
Yeah. Once again. See, when you think about India, you can think of all these different aspects. There is Indian spirituality, there's Indian food culture, there are Indian monuments, lots of things India. What are the most engaging visual elements? You could think about architecture, you could think about particular people. For example, the Sikhs, they have a very striking visual feature that we see, like that is distinctively Indian. It could be, like some snack, like a jalebi, like that's very distinctive the way it is. You can think of all these different elements. You can think of animals. So you can think of an elephant with a mohawk. You see all these different elements. What we are doing today is we are essentially going to bring all these elements and we're going to try and represent India with everything possible here. The image has been shared with you in the group, and the very first thing that we are going to be doing for this one is I want you all to have a good look at it. Have a good look at it. Identify all the elements. Comment down what are the things that you see here. Go ahead, guys. Observe.
And I strongly encourage you people to come up with your own symbols as well. Whatever
your own symbols as well. It doesn't have to be this way. Let's see. What all do you see? Lotus. Yes. Chai. Lotus. Right. You see Taj Mahal. You see Om. You see a woman with sari. Right. Let's have a good look at it together.
Man's on the WhatsApp group. Okay, he's showing this.
See, you see elephant, you see ox, you see
tabla.
Tabla, right? You see coconut tree, of course, coconut tree. India Gate. You see there are so many things Indian here. The whole process behind this drawing is very simple. You have the outline of India. You doodle it with all kinds of different elements here. Of course, we are going to be drawing from this. Is what I'm going to be guiding you with. But it does not mean that you have to restrict yourself to this. If you strongly feel for something else, some other element that you think should come here and that's better, of course, feel free. I mean, some elements such as the snakes are in fact repeating in sizes. You can see the tabla come twice. You can see the veena come twice. So if you strongly feel for adding in some other image, there are a lot of ohms I can see here.
Yeah.
Feel free
And
to
this
add
is when you go back to your roots and think of what makes your
what
state your
makes.
state. For example, if you're from Kerala, add a Kathakali dancer into this.
You can
If
add a
you
Kathakali dance into it, right?
anything, if
I'll
you're
also
from
be sharing
Punjab,
you another
add
image.
chole bhature. If you
Sansari,
are
I'll
from
share
what?
another image
Yeah.
here. Okay, so you can, I'll just drop in another image in our
Oh,
group
pull
here.
it here only. Okay, you're dropping
Yes,
there.
I'll
If you
just
are
drop it.
if you are from Punjab, you can draw Rajma Chawal. Do anything. You can probably make samosa. Whatever you think
Yeah.
defines your place, your heritage, or maybe
Here
some
you go.
heritage you like, add it. Yes, we have added another example.
Another example. So this is also coming out well. You can say meditation and Indian spirituality. What is India without its spirituality, right? So go all creative, go all crazy, and let us begin. All right. So comment India, if you are ready to start drawing India. India. By the way, did you know that the Chris Hemsworth, um, the actor who played Thor, his daughter's name is India. He's so fascinated by India that he named his daughter India. It's INDYA India, but still very, very, very interesting that someone wants to name a person after a country. Right, so we can begin by just like this is starting out with the starting out with the height and with the width. Approximately, India is twice as long as it is wide from one end to one other. So like that can be your approximate measurement that you start with. 17, and we have.
Whenever I make roti, India comes so easily, but whenever I draw India, it becomes very difficult.
It's a good one. But I think India has a beautiful shape. Like of all the countries I have seen, you can actually see like India is often represented as Bharat Mata with like a woman standing. But it actually, to me, it actually seems like it. I mean, most countries to me look like amoebas. But this here actually there is a good shape, right? Don't you agree? Comment in yes if you think the same. Like you can see a beautiful head, you can see hands, you can see like legs there, everything just coming out so perfectly.
It's better than Italy, which looks like a shoe. That I admit.
I mean, serious. I'm being serious here. Sincere, why don't you also share an image of the India map? Like that'll act as a proper guidance for them.
In fact, for the first part of the quiz, I had thought I'll ask people just the capitals and the states. A 6-year-old would be able to tell, but as adults, a lot of my friends have forgotten, especially what are the seven sisters and all. So I wanted to do a special capitals quiz only. So I'm sharing a political map.
You can share the political map of India. Just draw the giraffe. So you can see here the deserts, Kashmir. You can see the Gujarat, which I think has a very interesting shape. It's like it actually looks to me reminds me of a tiger with its mouth wide open. And here is this. Right. This is my state here. This you see here is the place where I live. Kerala, Kochi. Can you identify the place in this map where you live at?
In fact, in your drawings, you can specially highlight that state also. Where
Highlight that state.
you can put a Google map location, place marker, a small sticker like that on the state you live in.
So the Seven Sisters, West Bengal.
If I had to define West Bengal in one word, I think it would be Rasgulla. Everybody identifies West Bengal with Rasgulla or with fish. That's the most
With
signature of
what?
it.
Fish.
Yeah,
Fish.
fish and Rasgulla.
Fish. Fish. Okay. Okay. Fish. What I enjoy Bengal the most with is art and culture. Art, literature, culture, basically intellectual progress. You know.
That's very
Eh,
nice. Actually, that is what we associate with Subhash Chandra Bose. We associate more with art,
Tago,
Shantiniketan, Tagore.
Shantiniketan, Tagore. Exactly. Exactly. And in the freedom struggle, the beautiful thing is this is exactly reflected. While some states like what is it, Punjab had a lot of people coming up in the front and fighting. You can see states like Kerala, and like Bengal. They had a lot of people writing about the freedom struggle at the same time. So it's very interesting. You know how
I am so fascinated because I'm drawing the India map after so long. I think
so
for
long.
some people after school, I think it's the first time you're drawing India map also.
I
So
know,
fond
right?
memories.
Right. See, you don't need to exactly, form the exact shape, just a rough outline of what each one of these reflects. So the Kashmir, you can just extend it slightly here. This comes here. Like slightly, I'll just lower this coming here. It's coming lower down here. This coming here. Goes, and then there is a sharp turn that comes here, here. Then this goes here. Like, don't look for all these things. Yeah, I wish Nepal was also part of it because it just kind of feels like a portion had been cut off. In fact, Nepal was part of the first Bharatvarsh. So the first of Bharat included this part here. It included, except for the regions of China, which is another empire of its own, another civilization of its own. We had Pakistan, Afghanistan, Baluchistan. In fact, it went all the way until Iran. It went all the way far east until Iran, after which the another culture started altogether.
I saw this beautiful documentary couple of years back, which was basically a justification how India's shape is the reason why it was the golden bird, and how its strategic placement ensured that we were part of the first the part of the Silk Route. People could travel through it. Then during Mughal also, this strategic area around water made us so available to people. That is why so many cultures
Mm,
could come in and form it.
cultures.
It was also the reason why East India Company came, attracted towards us, looted, plundered us, and left us. So both advantages and disadvantages were there.
Disadvantages. But India has always been the country that welcomed everyone. We welcomed the Greece. Sure. See, you want me to zoom out even further, Dipali? Because I think,
This is
you can see the entire country in this. Right now, I'm going to start working on the smaller elements. So, which is why I'm zooming in. Yeah, I'm zooming in now. I'm zooming in and I'm drawing because I want to work on each one of these individual elements here. Or just wait, we'll just give everyone a couple more minutes because before they can draw the
Yeah,
outline.
we are drawing India after a very long time.
Long
Let
time.
us
So
get
take your
the shape
time.
correct.
Take your time and get the shape correct. See, look for the center portion. So this portion, you can think of it not exactly as a, don't think of it as a symmetrical shape, but rather it's kind of wide from here, right? You can see that this side is slightly less wide as compared to this. And then think of this one. So this is one thing, like you can think of this shape that extends here, this here. Right, just make sure you get these corners, these edges correct. So take your time. I mean, I think I can extend this a little more here.
When we were looking for reference images for this, we were in shock because there
That
were so
Kashmir,
many images in India. Like there was one with textiles from everyone, there was one with dance forms from everyone, and
everyone.
it so much respect we got. That truly in India, every district you go to has a different language, has a different ethnicity, has a different food. It's beautiful from top to bottom, right to left. No matter one state you cross, and the entire definition changes.
Sometimes. Exactly. We have one batch with ancient India where it is such a wonderful batch, such diversity, so many things, the culture, there's no shortage of differences. Okay, so now that you have the map of India ready, let's work on the individual elements. So see, the whole key essence is very, very simple. If you want to work on this, you can either, what do you say, since a lot of you have already taken my classes, know what's going on in all of this. Don't think of it as you have to look at me and drawing. Then the whole essence is lost. Okay. We have this workshop here. The main purpose, the main reason we have this workshop here is not because I wanted to teach you something. In fact, you're not going to learn anything new out of this workshop. It's just going to be a doodling workshop. The whole point is on this Republic Day, we are coming here, we are celebrating India, we are celebrating art, and we are getting to do something very creative together. So think of it as that fun experimental exercise. You can, I'll show you the approach that I'm going to be taking. And then it's up to you to either look at me and draw, like exactly draw step by step, or apply your own creativity. In the meantime, you can look for themes that you want to do. Some of the basic ways that you would do is you can theme it around music. You can theme it around food. You can theme it around art forms. Or you can make a combination of so many different things. You can represent each state with an identity of its own. Rajasthan, you can think of something Rajasthan based. You can think of Mahal for Rajasthan. When it comes to Punjab, we can draw turban. Whatever it is your creativity that you're going to put in as much as possible. Okay. So with that in mind, I'm moving down into the drawing. Now, you can, or if all that is too complex, you can just divide it into smaller regions. Say, for example, I can think of this as a region of its own. I can think of this as a group of its own. I can think of this as a group of its own. This as a group of its own. And the south, I can probably divide it into 4 regions of its own. You see, once you have these different groups ready, you can fill each one of these groups with different elements. Here, see each of these shapes. This shape could be a group. This shape could be a group. So just try grouping them into different things and go ahead, have fun, mix mash it up.
I am feeling very nice. I remember my school time Republic Day when we had to go one day before and we were given one samosa. We used to go for that parade and then we would be given one samosa at the end of it. It was such a nice memory.
That's
We would have
nice.
competitions. We would go for flag hosting. Even now, I am a die-hard patriot at heart. When we sing national anthem, or even before, what do you say, movies, theaters, when the national anthem is played, I
Anthem
get
is nice.
almost tears. I am a big, big Indian. Even if we would not have had this workshop, I would have sat and drawn something anyways. So I'm glad that we are doing
That
this with so many people.
it's a very nostalgic moment for me as well, because just as Sansari, when I am remembering my school times when we had this celebrated these, I think those are the times when, like we were truly more patriotic, like those values, those cultures were induced into us. Like we had those school parades, we enjoyed that. And like I said, samosa was a big part of the whole thing. It was fun.
Today is a very big day for Niranjan, anyways. Today is also Soulflow's original mom dad's birth anniversary. It's
There's
Niranjan's
no
mother's and dad's anniversary today.
wedding
So
anniversary
it's a
here,
very
so
special day.
that's also there. I'm adding a chai here.
Divya, I also agree with you. I was also thinking why coconut tree at the top. I was thinking only, so I am making a shikara for Kashmir. Those boats
Oh,
kind of thing I'm making for Kashmir. I
yes,
also
yes,
thought
yes. I
this.
like that. I like that idea. I like that idea. Yeah,
Manav,
I
do
love
you have
that.
the image? Are you part of the WhatsApp group? See the WhatsApp group, the image has been shared. We are
Coconut
drawing.
just fits well into the shape, like that's what I think. But I will also take the suggestion and I will also change it.
You can draw apples also at this point. Thank you, Nakshatra. Beautiful name you have. You can add a boat. You can add even you can add apples for Himachal Pradesh area. Keep commenting your ideas, guys.
Keep commenting in your ideas, like keep
All
it active.
ready.
Keep it active. You can include different flowers, like you can add lotus. Lotus is a recurring thing that you can add in, like you can add a lotus at the center and that becomes this one. Just take your time, think in your elements and create. Just changing this and I'm adding a Terminator here. What are some of the best places that you visited in this country? Or like to know, like what are some of your best memories and some of the best, some of your favorite places that you visited? As for me, I have Hampi. Yes, Andamans. Amazing. Yes, yes, yes. I've been to Hampi. I've been to Andamans. Hampi is incredible. I have absolutely loved that place. Such a beautiful place it is. Hampi. I'm just adding Taj Mahal here because it's a Jodhpur. Yes, Rajasthan. My God. Rajasthan is truly, like its name, man. Majestic, right? Absolutely majestic. Hawa Mahal, Jal Mahal, City Palace. Oof. Rajasthan is another level altogether. Have you guys seen the Taj Mahal? Like right now, what I'm drawing is a Taj Mahal. Have you guys seen the Taj Mahal? Here we go. So I'll just place with this. In fact, in a previous workshop, we held a very detailed session on doing the Taj Mahal. Complete beginners who had no drawing, literally no drawing experience, made the Taj, and they were all stunned. They're like, "Oh my God, we did it!" No, we that is a very very proud moment for us that we made you all draw the Taj. And I'm just adding, I'll add the Taj here because I think it's a great anchoring element. Like it's just nice. And so I need something horizontal for this. See, when you're putting in these elements, don't just go random. I think it's important to have some consideration for the shape here. For example, just putting this, the coconut tree actually looked good because it conveyed the shape perfectly. But then after I changed it to Shikara, I added an apple here to balance this out here. So here for Taj Mahal, I need something that's wide. I cannot put in the Taj Mahal here. It doesn't make any sense. I can put the coconut tree here. The coconut tree will come out very well for this one. For this portion, because it's lengthwise, I can place a coconut tree here. And of course, it goes well for the cultural identity of Kerala as well. Coconut trees. Keralam. It literally means the land of Keras or coconut. For Taj Mahal, I'll need something that's wide. And then here, this would be a very good place for adding in a, like a India gate or something. Because these elements require length and width. And it also makes sense because all these coming along the north. So don't, even though it's creativity, have it structured someday. Like otherwise it'll just look haphazard. And you don't want that. Right. When at the small edges you can add round elements, at the wide edges you can add wide elements. All that. Of course, I mean, take your time, take a water break and draw at your own leisure. You don't have to strain yourself. I'm myself going to just take a water break. So, like I'm just going to pause drawing for a while. In the meantime, you can think, you can reflect, you can capture. I'm zooming out the entire drawing here right now. So, give it a fun drawing exercise. Yes. Devang Parmar, Gujarat famous temple Somnath, Lion Century. I mean, have you seen the Sun Temple, Konark? It's majestic. In fact, there is a photograph, famous photograph of the sun coming through the Sun Temple, and
Yes.
oof, it's like existence has come to a pause, standstill.
By the way, nobody asked me except for one person as to why did we take 1 rupee for this? We could have taken nothing for this. What is this concept of 1 rupee? So, couple of days back, Niranjan's mother, who she works in LIC, she told us about one of her colleagues getting dialysis and not being able to afford it, and she was helping him afford it. So I decided that let us also do something good, and all the 1 rupee that you've given, we decided to give it to any charity. Although there were not a lot of participants, we barely had 100 participants into it. Anything we thought is we wanted to give to the country. We wanted to give back to the people. So the money that you have given, this 1 rupee we've collected, I think we've collected 87 rupees. We are going to give it to a good cause in your name, that you have made a change in the country, you've done it for the country's growth. Any small signature change, anything we do makes a big impact. If you don't throw dustbin on a if you don't throw garbage on a road, that is a big difference you are making to the country. You conserve water, that's a big change you are making to the country. Every small act matters. That's because then people would not have paid, Suri. We have done this before. I knew at least if 1 rupee is there, people would do it. If we would have told people 10 PU 99 rupees, nobody would have done. Of course, we want to give more back to people, but we wanted more and more people to come into this.
So it gives a very important, certainly a very important message that no contribution is too small.
Exactly.
No contribution is too small. Right? Nothing is too small.
You can add yoga into this, guys. You can add the palm, the holding of those namaskar symbol into this.
You can add this symbol. That's a very famous Indian symbol. In fact, you can make an entire India map with hand mudras.
Correct.
Nah. Nah. હજુ તો આ રેલ પહેરેલા તો
Guys, mute yourself.
આ પેચર જુદા ના આવ્યો ના નાખી દઉં હતા બેઠા તું આ
Aryan, are you drawing with us? As the youth, as the young people, it is it's up to you guys to carry on these traditions.
So let's continue. Let's continue with the drawing process here. Right now.
Niranjan, put me on spotlight. Let me show what I am drawing.
Yes. Oh, I love this.
So far, I have made a houseboat. I have made a lotus. There's an auto, Taj Mahal, somewhat Taj Mahal, a tabla, Kerala. This is my version. We can add in now. Keep on adding your own features.
I mean, Sansari is a person. Oh, you can make a Ganesha. One time nobody thought it. You can think of a Ganesha. You know, somewhere you could insert a Ganesha. You could have, I mean, you could have more spiritual symbols. You can add Trishul and all in between. It's going to be fun.
I am adding some more doodles for you guys in the group to draw from.
Just add a Trishul here. And add a Trishul in this. So between these elements where I have to just fill up, I'll just put these things here. Right now, I'm just sketching, just doodling with pencil so I can see what I can put. That here, you know, like in this region of Seven Sisters, I'll just insert I'll just have a tribal, place some tribal elements into this. If you can think of your wali art, or you can think of any elements that you want, I'll just place a tribal person.
There you go, guys. I've given you a lot of doodles in the group to draw from. There is Veena there is elephant, there's yoga there, Gautam Buddha, dosa, samosa. Yes, in fact, I'm thinking of adding samosa also. Let me see if I can make a samosa.
I'm making a tribal man here. Warli art style tribal man, I'll just put here. I think Warli art is born from this right, Seven Sisters region. Is it true? Sansari?
Yeah. Hello? Warli art is from Maharashtra. Warli art is from the Konkan area. Maharashtra.
So I heard this thing. You once told me this joke where you can imagine India like a classroom. Like, can you repeat that again?
Yes. Back in school, I'd written this whole thing for my article book. It was for my yearbook, where each state had a different personality. For example, Punjab was the sports boy of the class. Monitor of the class was from Delhi. Then the Northeast sisters were always together and did not talk to anyone. Kerala was the class topper. And so there were different personalities. Each state we had made it into a different personality. West Bengal was the intellectual one who read books all the time. Then Haryana was the boy who kept picking fights but won lot of awards for his speed. So different things.
Andhra. What about Andhra? Someone wants to know. What about Andhra?
Andhra was the biryani.
Andhra was the person, the biryani.
His
biryani guy.
tiffin was the most yummiest. People would eat his tiffin.
Who? Which tiffin?
Andhra's tiffin box, everybody would want to eat.
Because it was, yes, had good biryani and everyone.
Oh, Odisha was the one who was always, what do you say, underdog of West Bengal. He never could rise because of West Bengal and sat in the most sunniest seat in the class.
Who are the backbenchers?
No one backbencher. Every state is equal. Aryan asked always the most out of the box question.
I know that. I mean, what are the
Probably the Seven Sisters. They used to sit in the way.
back.
Karnataka was the one who got a computer the first in the class because IT hub. So they
IT
were
hub.
the ones who had the first computers in class.
What about Tamil Nadu?
Tamil Nadu, I don't remember. Maybe they were the dancers or something. I don't remember about Tamil Nadu. Tell me, guys, what was about Tamil Nadu?
They are the singers. A.R. Rahman.
I mean, you can, maybe like even dancer Prabhudeva. Even dancer Prabhudeva is also Tamil Nadu. So I don't know. But I mean, bring in what are your ideas? I would love to know, like type down your ideas, like what word each of these states represent to you.
But Tamil Nadu has given a lot. I mean, the CEO of the Google is from Tamil Nadu.
CEO Google is
from Tamil Nadu. I mean, A.R. Rahman.
TN Temple. Nakshatra says TN equals temple.
Yeah, Tamil Nadu is probably the boy in the class who goes to girl in the class who loves going to temples. Tamil Nadu is probably the girl who prayed for everyone's safety. Intellectuals, yes, all the intellectuals. So you can see, and that is the beauty. Each state can be represented into a different personality. We know for a fact that we have personality. Maharashtra is the one who wants to make it big. He's the attention seeker. He wants to become a big, star when he grows up.
Even Abdul Kalam is from Tamil Nadu.
Tamil Nadu, yes.
It's the topper.
I think topper is, I would have said Kerala, studious people. Okay, Kerala can be the English, the hi-fi English of the class, and Tamil Nadu can be the toppers. There's a very famous book called Shantaram, David Gregory Roberts. So one thing about India is the best stories written about India have been written by foreigners. They have come and fallen in love with us, and then be it Ruskin Bond's stories about the hills or Jim Corbett's book, Mowgli, Jim Corbett. All these people have written such beautiful stories and accounts. One certain is by an Australian person called David Gregory Roberts, who wrote a very famous book called Shantaram. A movie is also supposed to come. It's about Mumbai and all. There was a line in it that got very famous. So when the foreigner comes to India, he's in shock. He's like, you people are so different. You people are so diverse. How do you people keep together? At every, say, 50 kilometers, the language changes. There are so many different gods, so many different religion. You don't eat what the next person does. What they eat in north, they don't eat in south. How are you people still together as a country? And then a very poor, I think it was a fruit seller person, tells him, Lin, the person was Lin Baba, it's the heart. It's the heart that keeps us together. It's the heart that has brought us together and do it. Otherwise, each one of us speaks a different tongue. Each one of us speaks a different language, believes in different, but our heart is all same. Our heart is of brotherhood. Our heart is, that is what keeps us there. And trust me, that is why across the world, everybody talks about India and how much warm we are. That is why we are the most, what do you say, hospitable people. Atiti Devo Bhava.
Atiti Devo Bhava. Yes, it's a beautiful phrase, right? Atiti Devo Bhava.
It is
and
not
such beautiful thoughts have come from me. Like Mata Pita Guru Deva, Atiti Devo Bhava.
When I went to Europe, I was shocked to see. I mean, we take this for granted. Our this animation, our chatting, our talking to people, colors, we take it so much for granted. But when I went to Europe, I realized, oh my God, what a beautiful country we have. True, our country is not the cleanest and all those. Every time they show a sight of India, it is more like the slumdog millionaire thing and all. But what we have is heart. What we have is kindness. In India, you will not be scared to walk up to anyone and ask, "Bhaiya, ye kahan ka direction kya hai? Bhaiya, ye bata do kahan jana hai?" Here, people want to take pictures of foreigners also who come. One picture, please, one picture, please. And I used to go to Agra, I see all these sites. So much hospitality in this country. I'm sure even before, if by the starting of the class you were not feeling very patriotic, right now you are with all this discussion about the
All this
country.
discussion, yes, a certain sense of pride for the country.
Uh, Leaving anything else, the India has one monopoly is food. I mean, Indians cannot forget Indian taste.
Absolutely, that is there. In fact, do you know in British, in UK, the most famous dish, I think the dish of 2019 or 2018 was chicken tikka masala. They are probably going to patent that and steal from us also. Food is what makes India the capital. So if you know about the book
Spices.
Eat, Pray, Love. So Eat, Pray, Love is the story of Julia Roberts, who comes and her experiences with this. She comes to she when she goes to Italy to eat, she comes to India to pray. But a lot of people agree she should have come to India to eat. The spices, the taste, everything is so diverse. I don't know if you know about the famous story. A girl went to MasterChef Australia, and there she made pakode, and she got famous
Yes,
for that.
yes. Yes, yes. There's even a stand-up comedy on that. Like the person making, "Arey," you can get
The
this on the
bhajiya
street, but
tal diye. She made pakoda and people were like, "What is this, Nidhi? This is so amazing. You've made pakoda. Wow, wow." She went mad eating pakoda, and here it sells for 7 rupees.
then
So
rupees
that
and
became a whole joke altogether. But India food.
I've heard another similar stories also where once Upma won a big award, like in some events such as this.
So
Like Upma.
Vikas Khanna is one of the most famous chefs of India currently. He has Michelin stars and all. He had conducted something called the 3 trillion dinner, which was essentially the people who were there. There was Vladimir Putin, there was Modi ji was in there, Barack Obama, all these people were there. That room's equivalent was $3 trillion. And guess what Vikas Khanna made for them? What he could have cooked of all the Indian dishes. He made for them khichdi and a very signature chavan prash ka papad. And that was where people went wild. Wow, wow, what taste using khichdi, the most simplest dishes. And for that reason, I have a lot of respect for Vikas Khanna as well, who's trying to alleviate Indian cuisine to so much heights, taking khichdi to an international platform.
And talking about India, I recently got to know that how many of you know that Tesla runs on autopilot?
Hmm.
Yes, sir.
The I mean the software designer was Indian.
Oh, software
I
Lovely.
designer
mean,
for Tesla in
no, the
India.
autopilot that runs automatically, that was actually completely designed by an Indian.
Oh,
Oh.
wow, nice. I had expected something like an Indian to do it. Wow, lovely.
Also, I've noticed that with every game, like I used to be a big gamer, so something that I haven't said. As a child, I used to be a big video game junkie. So lots of video games I used to play, and until 2000 by 2006, I used to keep up with all the latest video games that came out at that time. And one thing I have always noticed at the, like in the credits or post credits, every time there will be an Indian at the major thing, like every time, even in Road Rash. I remember, like, how many of you have played Road Rash here? Comment in I if you have played Road Rash. So no one here has played Road Rash. I'm
I
surprised.
have played. I used to be Rhonda because she used to have $1,500. Nobody else was in her.
Yes. Rhonda came with that $1,500 list. I took the guy with the highest punching power, like that's what I like. But the whole thing is that, yes, at the head of it, I mean, there's an Indian, like his name is Satish. And in fact, there is a player with an Indian name also. If you actually advance in levels, there is a rider with an Indian name, Satish or something, that you can find. I always found it curious.
I'll tell you a fact, guys. I'm sure the older generation knows this is mostly for the newer generation. When Indira Gandhi, how to draw the lady, Nakshatra is asking how to draw the lady. So when Rakesh Sharma had gone first time into space, Indira Gandhi had called him and she had asked him, how does India look from above? And can anyone tell me, unmute and tell me, what did Rakesh Sharma respond? The first Indian astronaut, what did he respond to Indira
सारे
Gandhi?
जहां से अच्छा हिंदुस्तान हमारा.
Yes, he said, Sare Jahan Se Acha. And it became such a signature statement for us, such a big step for us. You all know a couple of years back, a very famous cartoon had come that India was first not a part of the, this international space research and all this. Nobody made fun. And then India became the country that raised the maximum number of satellites in one day.
Yes, it's an Akshay Kumar movie, right? Mangal, what's the name?
Mangalyaan.
Mangalyaan, yes,
Yeah,
of
this
course.
movie was based on that only, yes.
Of course.
I think Niranjan is not drawing the woman only. Are you drawing the woman, Niranjan?
The woman as in?
There's a woman in the original picture.
Ha. I'm changing completely. I'm changing it.
Achha.
I've changed it completely. Like, the woman, this one. I'm changing it completely.
Yes, Lakshya, you
Actually,
will get the access of this recording.
actually, I like I like the element that the woman brings here. I'll just include the woman here. Like I'm
Yeah, I think there
combining.
should be one girl child in it at least.
Yeah. I've added a Bharatnatyam dancer here, a Kerala coconut here. I've added this Charminar here. So trying to keep up with that, I've added like a Bhangra dancer near the Punjab region. It's not very clear. Only when I start thinking, you will see Bhangra dancer near the Punjabi thing. You can see the both race. I'll add the woman here. I'm hardly looking at the reference image, in fact. I told you, I mean, don't try to look. If you try to look and exactly draw what I'm drawing, you're going to be lost. I'm
And
deliberately
I've
not drawing
shared
from
with
the
them a
reference.
doodle sheet. I've shared
Yes.
with these people in the group a doodle sheet with a lot of Indian doodles. So everything that you are drawing in them is there. They'll just have to look. In fact, for Northeast, I'm going to represent using a football. When I went to Shillong, I studied from IIM Shillong. I was in a daze. People are
Yes.
such football fans there. Even the
Yes.
local auto drivers, cab drivers had a football theme. Everybody had a team. Music was so amazing there. It's beautiful.
Football, soccer plays a main part of it.
I thought West Bengal is the biggest place, but they were equally that active in it. Very beautiful it was.
You can show West Bengal with something related with the tiger, Bengali tiger. It's like a famous thing. Even Saurav Ganguly was known as the Bengali tiger. Bengali means tiger.
How's the Josh, guys? Comment in back. Comment in the chat box? How's the Josh? Are you doing this?
Yes.
How's the Josh? Hi, come on, right? Comment hi if you're. How's the Josh, guys? Come on, India. Let's take this for India. Yes.
Hi, exactly. Hi. I'm drawing the woman here. I've added a mountain, a mountain here, a woman here. Looks good.
I'll tell you something funny. So in the morning when I woke up, the first thing that I really wanted to listen to all this, I can hear planes going on and all this. I wanted to hear the Bajaj song, Hamara Bajaj. It is a very old song. I think Niranjan, you might not even know it. It was a childhood song. It was a very old song, Hamara Bajaj, which was
I know the Bajaj song. I know
a
the
video
Bajaj.
of all the country together. Mile sur hamara tumhara hamara Bajaj. It's a beautiful Hamara
I
Bajaj
know
was
that.
there. Diversity. I was in a mood to do it. I saw the YouTube video.
The Bajaj thing, yes.
Today is also a good day to watch Republic. I think all the TV channels will have all these movies going. Uri will be playing somewhere or the other. Then there's Chak De India, Mission Mangal, Razi, Rang De Basanti. What is your favorite movie?
What's your favorite patriotism? That's what you're about to ask, right?
Swadesh, without a doubt.
Uh-huh.
If
What
I
about you people, guys, the participants here? Like, what's your favorite patriotic movie? Comment in.
I can cry at Swadesh even now. Beautiful movie it is. By the way, for Gujarat, you guys can make a Gandhi cap or a wheel for Gandhi ji. I was first thinking,
Making
what
a
is
wheel
what
here. Making a wheel for the Sunday, like the Gandhi.
chakra wheel? I was thinking, I was thinking, how do I make Modi ji hair from now? What should I do from Gujarat? I can't make the snacks also. What should I make? Then I thought, oh, we can make it from Gandhi ji.
It's become very rich and colorful already.
Now
So
I think
many
you
other
should start inking it. You are getting too ambitious. Now start inking it. Too many
Are you telling me?
details.
Are
Yeah.
you oh yeah, I have this reason also to finish now.
If you guys are feeling confident, you can do it directly with a pen because we are
No,
anyways not going to detail it. We are going to make silhouettes.
I'm gonna make silhouettes on.
How many people are we? We are 36 people. In fact, okay, let me raise the bar since it's India time. I'm feeling a little better. All of you, I will give you, of course, a Padlet link at the end of this workshop to fill in this. The best and most creative India, the India that is most represented best and is most diverse, will win a special prize. And that special prize is you get admission to our 21-day program. It's
Oh
starting
my
on
god.
4th Feb.
Oh.
Niranjan is not very happy. He's going to say, oh, now you are giving away free for this. But it's Indian Day. Let's do this.
It's
All
okay.
Indians are our brothers and sisters.
It's okay. I mean, it's okay. Oh, that is unexpected. That is unexpected. Didn't even
Now we
see
are
that
not
coming.
discussed this. It's just that I realized everybody's India is going to be different. And that's why. So make a creative India, put it. And there are a lot of contenders. I know, I have seen your work. So I know a lot of creative people. Solanki is here. Dipali is here. Laksha is here.
You
Lot
get a
of
free
people
entry.
are there. Let's see. You'll get a free entry to the 21-day program, which we have already talked to you before. I'll tell you in the end also. But it's going to be fun. We are starting on 4th Feb. We are going to help you transform into wonderful artists. It's great chance for you people there. We'll have you. For Rajasthan, I am making those famous mustaches.
Famous mustaches.
Those Rajasthani mustaches, no, those big mustaches, incredible India mustaches that are represented.
Like that. So this is something for the comic fans. India often is portrayed in comic in a lot of comic storylines as well. In the DC story arc, one of the places that Batman goes, like Bruce Wayne goes, has gone in his search for self-exploration, and his personal growth was India. He learned the meditation techniques, practiced the meditation techniques from India and Tibet. So I've seen India shown in a Batman movie, and I was blown away. Like they showed Lakshmi, they showed Snake Charmer, they showed Varanasi, Kashi. I was blown away. That
Leave alone that, the current movie, the latest Marvel movies,
movie
Eternal,
Eternals.
they had a full India blown. Like one of them is an Indian superhero. He is actually
Yes.
Pakistani, but they've represented him as an Indian superhero. I went completely crazy looking at that. Angelina Jolie wearing Indian clothes, all Salma Hayek in Indian sari. It was beautiful.
Sorry. Yes.
Speaking of which, guys, who is India's first superhero? Very recently, a Malayalam superhero has come in. Can anyone tell me? Kshitija, beautiful idea. I'm doing Japuri Mojari shoes also. Good idea.
Yes.
Anybody who is first? Minnal Murli. Yes. Minnal Murli has recently come in and he is.
Shaktiman is the first one, I think.
Who?
Shaktiman.
Shaktiman.
I think it's Hanuman.
Who? Hanuman is the original OG. Yes, superhero is there. But Netflix is branding it as India's first superhero. That is also there. Very nice branding that is. Shaktiman, yes. Oh, we can make Shaktiman also part of India. I'm going to make Shaktiman's chest here. Shaktiman is also very Indian. I want to represent Bollywood. How do I represent Bollywood in Mumbai? Maybe through that clapper that you put into it.
How are you going to represent Bollywood?
I made that clapping sound. No, lights, camera, sound, action, that clapper.
Oh, that thing, that clapper.
And even Steve Jobs had come to India, and then he
Yeah.
got the
Yes.
enlightenment, and
Yes.
he started Apple, and then he was removed from it, and he started Pixar.
Mark Zuckerberg, Steve Jobs,
All
Beatles.
these
There are some of
people.
the
In fact, in Rishikesh, there is Beatles ashram.
Beatles
This time
ashram.
when we had gone to Rishikesh, we were planning to go there, but we got late. There's Beatles ashram. All these people have come to India for spirituality and for, getting it. Steve Jobs has talked about his India visit in so many places, how much motivation he got from here. A lot of places he's mentioned, even Zuckerberg.
They've all mentioned about the India visit.
But the most iconic India speech ever has happened is from Namaste London, when Akshay Kumar gives that whole speech about India. I think it has become so epic now. So many times it has been replayed. Maybe North Indians will know. South Indians might not have seen the movie Namaste London. Beautiful speech he gave about India. Which is why makes me very sad about portrayal like Slumdog Millionaire, in which India is shown such backward. There is definitely backward is there, but there is so many good things that are coming up as well. We are no longer the land of snake charmers or slumdog millionaires. Are you enjoying, guys? You like this spending the day, starting the day with a small respect to India? Comment in S if you are enjoying filling this
Yeah, I
entire
finished.
day with it.
I
What did you
finished.
last make? Is that a lotus? What did you make
Yes,
that
yes,
year
yes,
in
yes, yes. You
Rajasthan?
guys did correct. Last what I made is a lotus. Last thing I made is a lotus. Wanted to
Nice.
fill it with
See,
something.
people enjoying.
All right. Now it's time to start thinking.
And if you have colored pens, I'll strongly suggest go all colored pens with this, or you can do it with a saffron, white, green, this also. For example, for this, I have made it in
Green.
black, but I'm going to add a wash to it. So I'm going to put a background में saffron, white and green as well in this. I think it's an experiment I am okay
You
to
can
take.
try that. You can try all that. With different colors, you can try all that.
And if you do this correctly, guys, you will not need an outline. The figures itself will make an outline for you. You will not need the India's outline as such. If you see the original drawing we have sent you, we haven't outlined India in it. It'll just be visible from the drawing.
Did you know that there was a Indian trillionaire if he did not give charity to people?
Are you talking about the Prime Minister?
No, 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 no. There's a person is just only one person. If I mean, he has given so much charity that if today he wouldn't given the charity, he would be the world's first trillionaire.
Ratan Tata.
Tata.
Yes.
He gave almost 60% of his.
Yes. Our entire city of Jamshedpur is made by him. Tata is the one. Tata is one of the most, what do you say, accelerators of India. Every field, so when I'll tell you, when I used to I am very closely associated with Tata. In fact, I was part of they have something called Tata Steelathon in MBA colleges in IIM. I have won the Tata Steelathon twice in a row. I remember each of this Tata's chronology, Tata's history, because there was something called the Tata Crucible thing. I am so deeply touched by the work Ratan Tata, Jamshedji Tata have been doing. There was this certain quote that they use, that the purpose of a business should be to give back to the community. Otherwise, it's not a business. And I am so motivated by these people, everything that they do. So there was a video they showed us on our first day of our induction, where they showed that from morning to evening, how many products we actually use that are from Tata. Some of the brandings we don't even realize, like Tetley tea is from Tata, Tanishq is from Tata. But from morning to evening, every product that we touch is from Tata. Tata is it has like, and they have done it not in a form of monopoly or in a form of capitalism. They are the one of the people who introduced the concept of bottom of pyramid in India. Bottom of pyramid is BOP, which basically means आप एक सर्फ खरीदते हो, एक shampoo. Think of a shampoo. A shampoo bottle essentially costs something like 150. Okay.
Sorry.
150 rupees. A daily labor, a daily wage, for example, somebody who's working at your home, they will not be able to afford that 150 rupees shampoo. So they will buy those sachets. Sachets, those small packaging is essentially what bottom of pyramid is. It is not economical, because always say ki badi bottles low, it will be cheaper. But those small sachets and all are for the lower strata segments of the society, bottom of the pyramid, so that they can also get the success. So these are some of the concepts. Of course, Tata tried nano as well. That did not work very well. But so many wonderful things Tata has introduced in the country as well. I think, Niranjan, you are enjoying doodling after a very long time.
I
Usually
know,
you are
right?
doing hyper realism and all
Hyper
this.
realism and all that. So it's after almost, I don't know, an eternity that I'm actually doodling.
Niranjan wanted to do some serious stuff. Like for the last class, we had done the Taj Mahal and the national flower, national bird. But we thought, no, let's do something like this.
So we'll
Divya
just
is
give
more
it a
into
fun
this.
creative exercise. You can, of course, if you would like to try out something more handy, more thing, you can, of course, join into a weekend workshop or our 21-day challenge or anything, you know. It's all
Yes.
there.
Our next weekend workshop is going to be Valentine's themed also, because last time was India theme. Our next weekend workshop is going to be Valentine's theme, because we wanted people to get an opportunity to make cards for their loved ones or to manifest their love, to find somebody if they are looking for true love. So it's going to be a very special lovey-dovey class. Do join in. We are in fact thinking, we still not decided to maybe do a workshop for couples, for them to come and bond with art. So we'll see. Kshitija, we are at the extreme ends of the country. We are also very diverse. Niranjan is from Kerala, I'm from Delhi. And we hold these workshops across the country.
In fact, you're from further away. You're in fact from Bengal, although you live in Delhi.
Yeah, I'm from Delhi only, please. I'm a Bengali, but I'm from Delhi only. I'm a Delhi girl. So we are exactly 27,012 kilometers away. And that's how we conduct these workshops.
Distance is never a problem if your heart is in it. No?
Every day when I write my gratitude, I start my day with counting 5 to 6 things of gratitude. The first is usually internet. So grateful for internet. That's why we could connect. That's why we can have these batches. That's why you and us, just imagine, from so many different parts of the country, we have come together and we are able to draw this. Imagine if you were doing it live, how much it would be different. I think something like this could happen in something like an Isha Foundation only. There are so many different
where
people.
so many people, such diversity is happening.
I saw the book of I didn't add snakes to my drawing. You can add, of course, snakes. And oh, Divya, you're talking about that 8 snake with that flowers? That picture you're talking about, right? Yes, that's one of most Niranjan's famous drawings. That was for the Inktober prompt Slither, I think.
Slither, yes.
Is that a cow or bull, Niranjan?
Which one? This one.
Yes.
Open to interpretation.
Why didn't you make it in Tamil Nadu, Jallikattu?
I added a Bharatanatyam here. You know, like by the time I lost it, this is one of the last place I reached, and I started losing my patience. So I just wanted to just kind of fill it up. These regions I paid a lot of attention, like here. Here I'm adding a Punjabi.
I feel like we are in that child competition. Bachpan mein competition hota tha na, where we were told to draw the India of your dreams.
In fact, I have participated in a competition like that as a child, and I've also won a prize. Like, it is one of my accomplishments I'm very proud of as a child. It had nearly 500 participants, and I won the second prize. So
lovely.
I was 10 years old then, and it's not about the drawing. My drawing was very average. In fact, you look at it, very average. No pen, nothing, like very simple thing. But it is a concept. So the thing was, the idea was India of your dreams, same as you asked. Okay, so people drew all kinds of high-tech stuff. Like people drew images from the Star Wars movie and all that. Like that's the India of the
Yeah, flying cars
Huh.
and huge development.
Flying cars, like buildings, flashing lights and everything. What I did is very simple. I drew a person cleaning a street and I was like, clean city, my dream.
Wow.
So, of course, the idea was from my art teacher back then. I gave him the credit for that. He also taught me like what exactly to draw and all that. Clean city, my dream. But that won the prize. And the first thing was, you know what the first prize of the competition was? So back then, Abdul Kalam was the president of the country. And it was like Abdul Kalam as the world president.
Oh,
That won the first prize.
lovely.
Like he's talking from a space station and all, coordinating satellites. That is the work of the world president. But
APJ Abdul Kalam is another person I have a lot of respect for. So during, I think I was in ninth, when we had a competition for National Defense Academy, we had to draw a drawing. And it was, I think, their 50th year of valor or something. And we had to draw a drawing that depicts their strength. So I had also submitted a drawing of those fighters and all this. My drawing got selected, and till date, if you go to NDA, it's supposed to be hanging on the reception even now. I was the first among some 30,000 entries, and I got to meet APJ Abdul Kalam sir. It is still one of my fondest memories of meeting sir. Sir was so inspirational. He was asking me, as children, I still remember the question he asked, as children, what is it that you people would want to change on? If there is one area you could do. And he told us that, if there's one habit you should always do is wake up in the morning and make your bed. Such an inspirational person to meet. When I was getting for my IIM calls, I got a call from Bangalore, I got a call from Indore. They are all better colleges than compared to Shillong. But IIM Shillong is the place where APJ Abdul Kalam breathed his last. He was a member of the faculty in IIM Shillong, and he used to teach. So he had climbed on the stage and he was giving a speech doing the thing that he loves the most when he had a heart attack and he passed away. This was
all the
just
case, right?
yeah, he collapsed on our stage and he passed away. So till date, that auditorium where he passed away is considered very sanctimonious, is considered very holy to us. In fact, I helped my college because recently only APJ Abdul Kalam sir had passed. We had started a center for APJ Abdul Kalam for underprivileged kids because he believed so much in kids and education. And truly, I mean, I genuinely believe in your vision that he should have been the president of the world. Amazing person.
Very interesting. Very interesting.
If some of you are readers, please read Wings of Fire. It's a very underrated autobiography by him. Shoe Knight, all these Tesla. Everybody wants to read these modern ones, but read by somebody like this who's actually made a change. Oh, there's so much more I want to add, but now my India is finished. No more space.
Oh, you finished the drawing already. I'm taking my time here.
I'm adding in details. The main drawings I've made. The details and inking I'm still doing. Let me share on the group.
I guess the session is almost ending.
Yes.
So I have a question to all of you.
Go ahead.
I mean, India has few problems, we all know. What is the one thing you would like to solve? Like, I'll leave
I love
everything.
that.
It's okay if it happens, but this one thing we need to solve it now and now. What would it be?
That's an excellent question. I would love to hear from you, and I know my answer very well. But go ahead. I would love to.
Even I know.
My answer is
For
hunger.
me, I don't know.
My
My
vision is to not let anybody go to sleep without food. I want to solve the problem of hunger.
Oh, very interesting. How about others? I mean, someone mentioned in healthcare. I would love to hear your answers.
Population
Politics.
control.
Ranga says clean politics.
Clean politics that you would like to solve. Okay, so let me put a little perspective into it. We are not asking you what Aryan really meant is that not something that you would like to see, like the like a Thanos flip of a thing. Like that's not what we want. What I think
Cause
Aryan
that
is really
you want
asking
to
is
take.
what you would like to change. What you would like to change, what you would like to change, and what you're ready to change. I think, isn't that what you wanted to know, Aryan?
I mean, of course,
Yes.
if I want to change something, the first would be like if I were to education, because population and education are the biggest problem. But what is it that you want to work with? A cause.
Yes, that you want to work
CSR.
for.
What is your CSR?
Yes.
So
Right.
mine is, if I choose one thing, then me as a businessman, I would I would love to stop. I mean, like America, they have no rights to interfere in between businesses.
Right. You want more of laissez-faire, laissez-faire.
Yeah.
You want
I mean,
no
in India,
intervention.
that's what the problem is. I mean, if some, I mean, luckily my background is from business, so I know how to do business. But most of the South people, they end up being job, and even if they want to get into business, it's lot of, permissions and money, and it
Something
has
you
a
would
lot of
like to change.
restrictions.
Nakshatra, Kshitija, beautiful visions. I would love to join you also. Such a
Like to
beautiful
someday
vision.
create a library. Yes. See, now we are talking about something more
And
realistic. Otherwise,
Aaron, I'll tell you something about the one you said. So India is a socialist come capitalist kind of country. It is a mixture of both. How is it formed is when Jawaharlal Nehru went abroad, when he went to study, he read a lot about socialism. Read a lot about making, for example, all our like railways. Railways currently is owned by the government. That is a socialist movement. They take a very limited amount from us. Most of it is funded by the government. Postal services are socialist systems. Capitalist system, on the other hand, are the businesses company that you are saying. For example, all these other industries like what do you say, the small industries like e-commerce, etc., are handled by capitalists. So when Jawaharlal Nehru came back from India, he was very influenced by what he's read there, and he thought, I'll make it a mixed state of socialism and capitalism. So all these big things that you see if you play monopoly or business, all the big things like railways, like transport, like your coal and petroleum, like your postal services, these were handled by the government, and the rest of the non-essential services were given by capitalists. Ab now current India mein capitalism is more. There are more businesses than there are more socialist businesses. For example, every day they keep talking about metro ko, national metro ko wo kar dete hai, let's give the contract to metro to somebody, let's give it. But that causes a lot of harm. What you are talking about is ease of business. It will raise the upper middle class and the business class. But in India, 80% of people are farmers and are below the poverty and are below the average income. For them, having, if the business grows, if capitalism grows, they are the ones who are not going to benefit. So India is a democratic country where so many people are poor, so many people are not able to afford a daily meal. That is why the government is kept in such a way. So you might feel like there is not ease of business here, but that is deliberately. If everybody started doing business, there will be so much competition. For example, look at these classes. Niranjan and me are able to afford it at 299, 2500 because we are the niche here. If supposedly government gives something like for every artist who teaches, we will give you 500 rupees per month. Okay. Then everybody will start teaching art. And then these classes will have to get more expensive, or they will have to get more cheaper, and then we will have to suffer, we will be starving. So that is the system, and that is why economists and all over have made a decision to make business there. Sorry, lot of gyan I gave you, but I went to a business college, and these are exactly the problems we were asked to solve and talk about. So Aaron, I hope you get a new perspective on this. This is also why Tata keeps their prices low, and it's a non-competitive industry.
And I have two things to say. I
Yeah.
mean, we as I mean, there are two things: the mindset and then the. I mean, it's mainly the mindset. So we as a kid, we learn the mainly the technical things. We do no school has taught how to make money, but every school says you need to be rich. Why is it
That
so?
means education system. You want to change the education system then.
No, I mean mainly that part. And another thing is, I mean, what I think is, why should we? Why don't we allow to things to rise? I mean, why is dollar more valuable than rupees? Because it's higher value. And if we don't allow things to be expensive, then rupees will always be degrading its value. That's what I think.
Why I'm telling you, if the value of rupee grows, you have to see the below people. There are people who do not have a bank account in India. So many people, maximum 80% of Indian is agrarian. We are farmers. Because we live in the cities, we feel like, all these problems are there. But if you go and see the population of India, if you see the economic report, and first of all, Arun, I'm so happy that a 17-year-old is having this debate with me. I feel immensely proud that you are so motivated to make a change and you have picked up such a problem. That again is very commendable. But read
Great.
about it a lot. There is a lot of issues. We also think ki problem solve hoti. I'm giving you a very different perspective that if things were this, the people would not be able to afford it.
Okay. And another reason why I picked this topic, because last year 2020, 7,000 million years just shifted from India to foreign just because of the system over here. 7,000 million years. Just imagine the.
Yep. That you know the 80-20 principle, right?
Yeah.
80% of the country's wealth is held by 20% of the people. And Utkarsha, I love it. I love the way this is a cause I personally believe in. In fact, ask Niranjan every time his family talks about getting married or something. I say I want to get married with dogs. I want to have like 1,000 dogs on my wedding. I want to serve 1,000 people on my wedding. I personally want to do something intensely for this. I used to work with Maneka Gandhi also in the beginning. Then there is something called Friendicos. It's a cause that not many people take up. It's very important.
So I know what I want, the change that I wish to bring, and that is actually something that I'm working for with Soulflow as well. On a more wider perspective, I want to share more art. I want to help spread the joy that people have of creating art. I think as grown-ups, because of the system, because of the way, because of much of the ideas that like art doesn't get money or anything, and there is what is the point in any of this? It's just something that you do as a child. We tend to, as we grow up, we get stuck in the cycle of just money making, and then we feel like there is no meaning to life. Our souls, there's no creative expression, and our souls are sucked away. And you have money, but then you find no point in. We just feel like everything is just meaningless. I think with just a creative outlet, a way to express yourself, you will get back a sense of ownership over your life. And that is something that we are actively working for with Soulflow. On a much more personal level, my motivation is that the lot of people who want to be artists, creators, they're highly discouraged because they think that society as a whole thinks that art doesn't pay and it's only you need to be an engineer, doctor, lawyer. And these are the same challenges that even I faced as well. I want to bring that perspective change. I want to bring that perspective change in the minds of people. And that is something that I'm personally working towards. Just
I have a point to make on this.
yes.
I mean, we have a population of 110 crores, and in India, there's a bit. I mean, I personally don't like where we work for money. I have seen like
Yes.
99%. I see. Oh, this is place where we get highly
Yes.
paid. We don't see as if it's, oh, I wanna make this field better. No, we think, oh, this field pays me
Yes.
better. Go there. We I don't know why. I mean, this is what makes us different than any other country. Other country, they are ready to, they don't see money, but they see what the actual work is. But in India, it's it's like, oh, if you have money, you can come here. Have you ever seen a politician being an actor? No. But have you seen an actor being a politician? Yes.
All
Why?
politicians are actors.
Yeah, I mean, that's what my point is. In India, it's for money. We are blind for money, and out there they are blind for skills, not for money.
I don't agree with
I
what
don't
you said.
agree. I don't agree.
Aryan, I don't fully agree with what you say. To be honest, everywhere, we think that because we are in India, and everywhere, every person is chasing money only. It's not in abroad that skills are given. There, they have so much money that they can afford to look after their skills. That's the only difference. But it's not like their people are not running. Everybody is in the rat race. No country, I think Sweden is a country that thoda sa respects artists and is more about artistic freedom, but it's the same everywhere. And I personally, if there's one cause I want to work with is mental health. I want to work with something, even with the Tata. Why I won those awards for Tata was I had proposed this only, that we create an app for the mental health of women in India. I think it's a cause not many people are talking about, but in the next 10-15 years, there's going to be a huge requirement of it. I think all these old women, I think all young girls, harassment, domestic violence, all this, and even stress plays a huge role. And I would like to do something with that. So, soul flow art for me personally is more related to mental health, de stress, rather than skills and creativity.
Skills and creativity, yes. In a sense, yes.
I have
Same.
another point to make on this topic.
Huh?
Can I?
Yeah, see, yaar, it's interesting to hear
I
what a
mean,
17-year-old thinks. Lovely.
yeah. So I mean, me as a kid, so luckily I have a lot of cousin sisters, so I know, but not in we know we don't get education from school. They say you need to learn from home, and in home it's like, it's a bit weird to talk about girls and stuff. So we boys, we need to figure out ourselves from other website which are not good. I mean, you get the idea.
Absolutely, very beautifully said. And I'm so glad that you are at least identifying this issue. Aryan, you should start writing and talk about all this public on a public forum, and all this is exactly what the youth of India is about.
uh, I mean,
Very
we I
beautiful.
mean okay, okay, here's what the where the problem comes. Figuring out with myself is not the problem is when you figure it out and you don't get, is it right or wrong. If you go to the wrong way and you get addicted to it and you see it in a wrong way, then that becomes a problem, and your personality and your humor changes, and that creates a problem in the society.
Beautifully said. Beautiful. Such beautiful thoughts.
Anyways, guys, it's 11:45, and it's very clear that as we continue drawing, it could extend well much more. So this is the time that we wanted this session to be. Like, we wanted this to be a gathering where we come together, we discuss India, feel a certain sense of pride towards our nation, and create something fun. And we put in our thoughts, we put in our perspectives, just as much as we started by embracing what this country is about. We are ending on a note where now we are talking about bringing in changes, and not just changes that we like to see, changes that we want to actively work towards. We are leaving, we came with a sense of pride. We started with a sense of pride, and now we are leaving with a sense of purpose. So the purpose of this workshop has been, I believe, has been served, and it's about time we call it a halt. Would love to hear from you. Would love to hear from you. The workshop is never complete without hearing from you people. I would love to hear from you, your experience. And what do you think?
I have also received a message. Thank you so much for this message. Somebody has said that they loved their session and they would like to draw with us more. How can they do it? So
Yes.
first is, of course, our weekend workshops. We have weekend workshops every Saturday, Sunday. You can
1
join
minute.
in.
I
Drop
can
the
only
link
see a
in the
white
group.
screen,
Yeah,
Sansari.
wait, 1 minute. So you can join in for our sessions. Apart from that, 4th February, we are starting our second batch of this year of the 21-day boot camp. So the 21-day boot camp is essentially a 21-day long journey, which is not very hectic. It's not like every day we are going to ask you to, sit with us for 2 hours or something. It's a very spaced out session. And I know it is because we are completing the first batch and people are extremely happy with it. First week, we will teach you the basics of straight lines and forms. Week 2, we will be doing textures and botanicals. We will be doing some of these fur textures, floral textures. And week 3, we will be doing human beings, we will be doing dance forms, we will be doing perspectives. Overall, it's going to be a long 21-day journey with so many things. We are going to have a proper chart for you made. One day is going to be recorded, Tuesday recorded. Only Sunday is when you will need to attend with us live. Apart from that, other days you will have recorded sessions, you will have a mixture of feedback sessions. It's a journey that you can all take. Some of you have already attended my workshop, so you know that meanwhile, when we are in the workshop, we offer a price of 2,500. So the offer is on for another, for say an hour or so, because it's free. It's Republic Day. We are feeling patriotic. Niranjan, are you dropping the link in the group?
I'm dropping the link. You'll have to edit the prices.
Okay, I'll edit the
You'll
price.
have to edit the prices.
Oh, Kshitija has talked about the pyramid of Maslow. Yes, lovely example of it. I keep telling people of that, ki the highest level of Maslow you need to reach and all. Lovely example that you've given. Let me show you some work of people as well as. I'm all open for doubts. If there's an incident about India you want to share, something you want to talk about the session, this is your time. We are truly a democratic country. So you can choose now what to talk about. Thank you, Neha, for attending.
Guys, I have shared the link. In the meantime, I've shared the link to registration link to 21-day transformation challenge. So you guys can all those of you would like to continue this art journey, making more advanced drawings, this is a space for you to be in.
So this is how the day continues. Every morning we will send you a recording to do. For example, look at this. He's given scale textures. Then all of you will draw and practice and put the scale textures or whatever that lesson is on it. And after you give us that lesson, you will upload on Padlet, which now please don't leave, guys. We want to see your weight. Everybody started leaving. We want to take a picture, group picture. Show us your pictures. Show us your India. Come on. Priyansh, all of you, show us your India. Whatever state it is in, it is our India. Ye hai mera India. Chalo.
Turn on
Show us
your
India. Nice, Priyansh. You've made such a big India. Wow.
Wow, means it's a big India. Wow, Ray.
Nakshatra,
So
it
nice.
is colorful. I am in absolute
Very
awe.
nice.
Wow.
I'm an absolute wow.
Utkarsha, so pretty.
You can also set the view in gallery mode and see, have a look at what everyone else is creating. Turn on your video, guys. Waiting. Shijita, Nima, Harita, Sandesh, Chaitra, Gayatri, Prathamesh,
Lovely.
Shital,
Nima,
Nitya.
Harita, come on. It's okay. Whatever state your India is in, don't worry.
It's your India.
Kira hai par mera hai. India is ours. It's okay. Ranga, can you hold it horizontally? Can you hold the picture straight?
Nakshatra has drawn a colored India.
Dipanshu, it's little blurred.
Very nice. Did you share the pattern link, Sansari?
What? Yeah, I'm sharing. Thank you so much, Shitija.
We can see all these things. The most creative India will get a free entry into our flagship program.
I am dropping the Padlet link right now so that all of you can add in there. And
waiting for
Shitija, that's so sweet of you. You just came to attend the session and you were there all throughout and listened to us. Lovely. But do draw this. You'll have fun drawing this, the India of your dreams. I feel so good about doing this, Niranjan. It's like our Republic Day became so special.
I know, right? This is Sansari's idea all along, and it was only day before SCC, like Niranjan, let's do a Republic Day workshop. And like, sounds good, let's do it. A lot of what you see here is in fact her initiative. I just teach you to draw, but she is the one who comes up with these innovative ideas, Republic Day workshop.
And who's like a noise machine throughout the session, talking so that people don't get bored. I have dropped the link in the WhatsApp group. Let me drop it in this Zoom link also. It's okay, Harita. You can share absolutely by tomorrow also. Don't worry. I will we'll give you time till
You can take
Saturday.
your time. You can take your time to share.
Let's take the photo.
Let's do it. I've taken the photograph previously. For a few of that.
Why didn't you draw, Aryan?
I was busy doing the. I mean, my design was about to complete, so I was designing my wall mural. So
Aaron is taking up commission projects and doing his own work and all. You're very proud of.
thank you. This is done by me.
Yeah, the drawing you can see behind Aryan is his. You, Aryan, you are a true representation of today's youth. You are so passionate about your causes, so working. You're a true youth icon.